This is for the players.
I'm Ryan Betson.
I'm Josh Saunders.
And this is For the Players, the PopCulturists PlayStation Podcast. Over 40 years of playing PlayStation 8 plus years in that games media combined. We'd like to thank you for joining us in this PlayStation conversation.
This PlayStation conversation happens every Monday morning at 9 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time on YouTube and 8 a.m. on iTunes, Spotify and other podcast services. If you want to join in future conversations, please join us on Facebook, Discord, comment below. If you're feeling generous, join us on Patreon at patreon.com/thepopculturists. Head over there, check out the tiers. There might be something there that interests you.
If you want to show the love of the PopCulturists on your body, head to popculturists.com/shop, where you can buy shirts like this, like that, and a bunch of other sort of crap with our branding and logos on it. And we are also on Twitch at twitch.tv/thepopculturists.
Don't you normally say something after that? Something about biddies. Come give us biddies.
Yeah, you
on
can
Twitch.
watch the stream and do biddies and things.
Yeah, that's it.
There you go, nailed it. What's up, man?
Really sore.
What have you done?
I think the Switch is really hurting me. We're playing the shit out of Pokemon. Let's go Eevee, because Eevee shits all over Pikachu as a mascot. But I only played handheld, and it's really heavy, and I've played it a lot. I don't know, when I'm playing it, I just get this pain, like, up to my shoulder. Like, it's just from holding the weight, and like, because you only have to hit one fucking button. It's just
it's a continuous strain.
And it really hurts. So I don't know. It's a little bit painful, but I can't stop playing.
Well, at least you're not doing like the motion controls. They'll just.
I tried it. I can't do it well.
Not fair.
I'm not spending that extra money on that fucking Pokeball thing.
Oh, we got one PlayStation.
We?
PlayStation. Nintendo and us up to one. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to do that.
It's kind of cool. It's the novelty's pretty cool, but yeah. But yeah, I think I've also got myself. I don't know whether I mentioned last week. I have a bit of a gaming injury as well. I think.
What's that?
So like I've somehow jacked my finger. So like I keep getting these gnarly pains in my joint, like right here, where this lower part of the finger meets your hand.
That finger does nothing but support the controller.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just years of that, and plus, now that I've worked in office the last like 4 years, there's a lot of mouse clicking. There's a lot going on in there, and it fucking sucks. Like, so out of nowhere, it'll just be like, shooting pain. I'm like, no.
It's better your finger than your heart.
That's true.
Or your dick.
So like, that would be so much worse. It's like I was trying at dinner, trying to cut. I'm like, fuck. And then just doing random shit. Like, I'll just pick up James. Fuck. And the worst thing is, like, I went to the doctor, and he, because I was just out of curiosity, I'm like, this hurts. It's been hurting for about a week. What's the deal? Like, you're a doctor, fix.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, so he's poking around with it, and he's trying to do all these strength tests with it, and he did this one thing where he pushes my finger again. He's like, all right, I'm going to push your finger back, and then you just got to, you've got to hold it up. I'm going to push it forward, and you can't let it push. He goes, I'm like, oh. Like, zero strength in that finger. Zero, it's gone.
He's like, get your weak ass out of my office.
Get out. I have no idea what's wrong with your hand, by the way. Just wanted to.
That'll be $75.
So it gave me a thing for an x-ray, and then I'm like, x-ray, it's not broken. I can know it's not broken. And I read the instructions, and it's like, OA. I'm like, what's OA? And then Millie's like, that could be osteoarthritis.
Oh.
I'm like, am I a little too old? A little too young for that?
No.
Like, no. And then this one started hurting. I'm like, what?
You go in there for your x-ray and you're like, oh, please help. You feel like, well,
that's my concern. Like,
I can't put the controller down.
Well, that's the thing, because now that I'm gaming more than ever, with my job, so I'm just constantly just smashing them controllers.
Maybe you need to get one of the those Xbox
adaptive
able
controls.
gamers. My phone's ringing. Who is it? My mum. She can wait a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Xbox Adapt controllers where you can like game with your elbows and stuff. And like in 3 months, it's like, oh wait, for your elbow.
Yeah, like I'm so fucking broken.
I'm so old.
That was a very interesting thing. Like there are times where I'm like, I think I'm getting pretty old, and then when it's like, hey, you may have osteoarthritis, I'm like,
yeah, I'm getting pretty old.
Yeah, I'm getting pretty old.
I'm getting this pain like in my chest, but only when I like. Not when I breathe deep or when I cough, but only when I stretch like a certain way. And in my head, I'm like, you got a pain in your chest, you're a smoker. You've got lung cancer, buddy. I'm like, So I am actually going to go to the doctors. Just be like, hey,
Hurts.
yeah, can you please tell me why I have this pain in my chest?
Well, the same thing. Like, you know, I've talked about this before, and actually I did one of these damaging on the show. So like 2 years ago, I tripped and I mushed my big toe. Like I kicked the ground and it just obliterated my toe. Since then, it hasn't stopped hurting. Like it's a constant like dull pain. You know, like well, I think I've shot some nerves in there or something. And then like about a month ago when Paul was here, I did it again, like right there, but on my other foot. Now that one doesn't stop hurting. I've come to realize these are pains I'll have for the rest of my days.
Yeah.
And it's like whenever it's cold, it's like, I'm like those old man pains. Like,
That's when the arthritis kicks in.
Yeah.
When it's cold. Your joints,
rains are coming. How do you know? My toe hurts.
my joints are sore. It's gonna rain soon. Oh, it's just the kids with the corn above the shed roof. That's a heavily Australian reference for anyone else watching. Marge, the reindeer.
But so what have you been playing outside of Pokemon to give you?
I played a bit more Fallout up until I picked up Pokemon Thursday night.
Footies,
it's just Pokemon. Since then, Fallout's still good, but Pokemon's new and shiny as well. And yeah, I've nearly got my dream team, the OG, like 20 years ago, 25 years ago, whatever. Nearly got my original team back.
Cheers.
Nidoking, Kingler, Beedrill, Magmar, Venusaur, and Eevee. I just need the Magmar. I'm not quite there yet.
Very nice.
That's my team.
That's a solid team. I don't remember my team.
They look cool. Like all those Pokemon, except for Eevee, but I feel like I have to keep the Eevee because it's like the...
I don't think you can move it out of... I don't think
you can take it out of the party. It still rides around on your head and does all the things.
Okay, cool.
But it's got like mega stats.
Because
the Eevee and the Pikachu you get are OP. Like they've got the perfect... Like, if you were like breeding back in the day to get the perfect competitive battling Pokemon with the right stats and all that, they've got them from the get-go. And because you can't evolve them either, they get like an extra stat boost because you can't evolve them.
Doesn't Eevee get like a fire move and a water move and an electric move and
heaps?
Just so
I think every major town you find a guy. He's like, you want to teach your Eevee a new move? And there's fairy, dragon, fire. You can have a really cool spread of moves. So it's really handy because it's like I'm about to fight Sabrina, the psychic one. So I'm like, well, I'll just give Eevee the ghost move and one shot her whole team. And then when I go to Blaine, who uses fire, I was like, well, I'll just get Eevee's water move and just one shot her. The game is very easy.
Yeah, they've taken away a lot of the bullshit that Pokemon's had gained over the years.
More streamlined, but in a way that I appreciate. Just all the fluffing about is all gone. It's much quicker to kind of just get things done. It did take me a while to kind of get my head around needing to catch Pokemon over and over to like level your Pokemon up. Because the XP you get from catching Pokemon is leagues ahead of what you get from battling other trainers. So when I was trying to like level up something to catch up to my team, I'm like going to all these trainers and I'm like, I'll just go catch some Ghastlies for a while. And it's like level, catch combo 10, level up. So yeah, it took a while to get used to that. But it's cool. I just got to the Pokemon Go park. I can't do anything because I haven't linked my Pokemon Go account to the game. It's where the Safari Zone used to be. And I was real fucking excited because I love the Safari Zone.
Safari Zone is fantastic.
Kangaskhan and Taurus are all in there and stuff like that.
Pincers and
Chanseys.
Chanseys.
I found a Chansey at level 10 in Mount Moon just randomly.
Me too.
I'm like, I didn't think you were here, but okay.
So are you riding on any of your Pokemons?
Yeah, Taurus.
Yeah. I was like, when I was playing it on the stream, I caught an Onyx, and I was like, wonder if I can ride the like, best game ever.
Hey Onyx, let's go in the Pokemon Center. But no, I appreciate how kind of quick it is. Just get me to the places I want to go. But yeah, the Safari Zone's not there anymore. It's this Pokemon Go park where you can that's where all your Pokemon from Pokemon Go on the app, if you link your accounts, that's where they go. Because it's the Pokemon Go park. But I was really disappointed because I really like the Safari Zone. Maybe it's still there somewhere.
Maybe you still have to do the same process.
Yeah, I don't know. I only just got to there before I came here, so I didn't have much of a chance to dick around.
Well, speaking of For the Players, the PopCulturists Nintendo podcast, I spent last night playing Super Smash Brothers with Max. Game's good.
Yeah.
Like
I hear one of the main criticisms I've read so far is that it's very chaotic when you've got
Dude.
because like back in the day, like 64, there wasn't a lot of particle effects, and there wasn't much flashy stuff going on. But now there's fire and lights and all this other stuff, and it makes it very hard to kind of see what's going on.
Yeah, so like I've before the release of this game, thanks to Nintendo, I've been able to play it a couple of times. And you didn't come to PAX, you didn't play it. So Dylan and I were able to play it at PAX again as well. And I went to a big hands-on event earlier in the year, and like I'm watching, I'm like, I have no idea what the fuck's going on, because there is like 8 players and it's just bonkers, and I have no idea what the buttons are, how it works. Thankfully, Max, being the genuine and loving man that he is, he was like, let's go simple. Let's go just you and me, no items, and we'll just get the buttons down. Once you get the buttons down, we'll bring items in. And he literally trained me in Smash. So then by the time he's like, all right, well, let's just go a regular match. And it makes sense. Like you can, although I still don't, there is the finesse to it that like, the esports sort of side, which I still don't understand.
It's all with the blocking and the rolling timing.
Yeah,
and
it's all the timing stuff.
When you're in a certain attack, some attacks have like invincibility frames, so like knowing when all that is, and it's crazy, fucking crazy. Yeah,
and like King K. Rool, as example, which is a new character, he has like if he makes his stomach glow green, like if you punch him with that, you just get fucking ricochet. Okay. Like he has defense, like his special attack is defense. It's really cool. So yeah, like so you don't unlock all the characters straight off. You get the first original 8 from the 64, and then you progressively unlock them. It's like new challenger, then you got to win them. Like 1,000 maps, a bajillion hours of music. It's really cool.
Have you tried the World of Light?
I have not.
That's what interested me.
Yeah, I've only played it with Max.
Because everything like from the trailer, it's like Kirby's the only one that got away, and I'm like,
my man.
Kirby, my man, because Kirby's always been my main.
Yeah.
Until now, which we'll get to in the news, with the new character that's been revealed for it. But it looked cool, just from what I saw, and the brief gameplay I saw of World of Light. I thought it looked pretty cool.
Well,
sorry, in the trailer, because Master Hand is like was a big boss and all that, and then when they all look up and there's like 100 of them, I'm like, that's fucking horrifying. Like for an intent, like just the imagery of it. There's like 1,000 Master Hands just floating in, and it's like, oh shit. But I still stand by my theory. Waluigi's already in the game somewhere. He's in there. He's in there somewhere.
He's the hand.
Because the Master Hand glove looks like the gloves Waluigi wears. That's just I'm still there. Yeah.
Yeah. So one thing I found fascinating, and it's just so during the light, what's it called? The World of Light. It's like about 60 hours worth of gameplay out of this bad boy. And throughout it, you have to unleash these spirits, and the spirits are like the side characters to all the games that are in the main roster. So what made me excited was it's like, all right, here is all the spirits for Metal Gear Solid. So there's Ocelot, there's Revolver Ocelot, there's fucking Colonel Campbell, then there's like Otacon, then there's like 2 versions of Metal Gear. I'm like, that is deep shit. And then every game has that level of deep shit. I'm like, that's cool. That's rad. Like there's a lot in this game, a lot deeper than I thought. I thought it was just the fighting. Yeah. But no, there's like a whole other system underneath it.
Yeah.
But yeah. Outside of that, this week's been pretty chill. Like I played wrestling for the stream this Wednesday, but I talk wrestling every week, so I'll tone that down. But yeah, no, I in terms of the story, I lost my United States Championship to Kevin Owens, I think.
That's a respectable loss.
Yeah, it was worth it. Because he played dirty, but that's Kevin Owens.
That's what he does.
Yeah.
Do you like him? Like when you're watching it?
He's been out for a while. He jacked both his knees, and so he's been out for a very long time.
Has he been out since before you started watching again?
No, he wrestled just around the Super Showdown, and then he got rejected after that. So
shame.
He's been out for a while.
He was a good watch.
Yeah, and I fought Bobby Roode for a while. That was good. Yeah. I really enjoy that game. I really enjoy wrestling so much.
Got TLC next week.
17th.
Next weekend.
So
no, it's on a Monday.
It's a Monday for us, so it's like a week, just over a week. Just over a week.
A week from when this goes out.
Yeah, very excited. All the wrestling, but that's not what you came here to hear.
It's PlayStation Podcast. We've talked wrestling and Nintendo so far.
And I think I played some Red Dead this week. I think it's been a very, very quiet week actually for games for me. Been very busy at work though. Instead. So yeah, you come here for the news where we tell you about the PlayStation information that happened this week in a section we call Inform the Players.
So most of the news this week is obviously from the Video Game Awards and the Kind of Funny Showcase. So I've only got a couple of things outside of that to talk about briefly. Number one, Sony, Naughty Dog and Limited Run Games are collaborating to release physical PlayStation 4 versions of the original 4 Jak and Daxter games from the PS2. According to a post on the PlayStation blog, it appears that the PS4 physical releases will contain the PS2 classic versions of the games, which are currently available for download on the PS4. Jak and Daxter, the precursor Legacy Jak 2, Jak 3, all received PlayStation 3 remasters, but doesn't appear at this time that the remasters will be part of the PS4 physical releases. So you're getting the games they originally were, not the PS3 remasters. But that's kind of cool. People like Jak and Daxter.
Yeah, they
like Naughty Dog.
like they released a Jak and Daxter set on the PSN a while ago.
Yeah,
I think if you pre-ordered Lost Legacy, you got one of them or something.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
Sweet.
I don't know. People like Jak, so I thought it was worth mentioning.
Yeah, I personally didn't play a lot of Jak and Daxter.
I played a lot. I played the first one a hell of a lot. It was good. It was good.
I don't remember what I was playing. I don't remember what I was playing on PS2 at the time, but it wasn't Jak and Daxter. I don't know. What was I playing?
It wasn't Final Fantasy either. So
it wasn't Final Fantasy.
that's all that was on the PS2.
You know, what the hell was I playing on the PS2?
Sims Hit and Run.
Yeah, I played some Sin Run.
Number 2, Call of Duty Black Ops 4 PC players. I didn't realise that when I put this news in, but I mentioned it anyway.
Hey,
can now get Black Ops 4 without zombies. Activision Blizzard has announced Call of Duty Black Ops 4 Battle Edition, available on Battle.net, that features the multiplayer and blackout modes for the limited time price of $30 US. Players have the option to upgrade to zombies later if they want.
So this is something that I find very interesting, only in the idea that this is what Call of Duty should be doing. They should be piecemealing what they have. Now, granted, you can buy the 3-pack for X amount of dollars.
Should I have the option?
Yeah, because like I personally don't give 2 fucks about zombies. So I would love just to buy the blackout and the multiplayer. Like I never touch zombies. Where some of the guys I work with
only play zombies.
They only he is like Brandon in particular. He is insanely good at zombies. Like I watch him, I'm like, you're about to hit round 28.
Yeah, I get to like round 8 and it's like I'm done.
And he's also done all the story stuff in that zombie. Like he's unlocked all the cool weapons. And I'm like, how? So for him, if he could just buy zombies because he doesn't like blackout, he doesn't like multiplayer, that would be perfect for him.
So at the moment that is PC only, but there is a very high chance that will spread to
consoles. I would like to see that come over.
What I find interesting is basically that saying zombies alone is worth $30 US. Because it's $30 US, which is half price for blackout and multiplayer, and then it's an extra but $60 if you want it with zombies. So it's saying that zombies is worth half the asking price, which to me is strange because I'm not a big fan of it, but maybe it is worth that. I don't know, I just found the price breakup interesting.
Maybe it's one of those things, like it's $60 if you buy it clumped together, or if you buy 3 of them, like $30 a pop.
But there's only 2.
No, what if they would have separated later? That's what I'm saying. So that way there's the incentive to buy the bundle. Yeah,
maybe. I don't know, but it's cool. It's I think more games should look at that kind of a thing. A setup.
And like it's something that everyone wanted to do for Call of Duty for a while. Once they had the main campaign, multiplayer, people were like, I don't play the campaign. So just and then that way they would still get money in for that campaign for those that want it.
Yeah.
And it would actually be a good way. Like, hey, we separated it and no one bought it.
Yeah. Good way to get like
that would have been a better way than just straight up removing it.
Yeah, but then you also get like the people that would buy, I don't know, the campaign, but then see obviously multiplayer and it locked out, and that might the visual cue to like, oh, maybe I should pick up the multiplayer. It's on my screen, but it's
I really enjoyed the campaign.
Yeah,
maybe.
And then the top selling games, because everything else we're going to talk about is from awards and stuff. Starting number 10, Darksiders 3. Number 9, NBA 2K19. Number 8, Rainbow Six Siege. Number 7, Battlefield 5. Number 6, Fallout 76. Number 5, FIFA 19. Number 4, Spyro Trilogy. Number 3, Black Ops 4. Number 2, Spider-Man. And number 1, Red Dead Redemption 2. God of War's out.
Oh.
Interesting.
It'll come back. It's down $30 at the moment.
Yeah, it's part of Black Friday sales and stuff.
Yeah, so there's
no real surprises in there.
Really. Yeah.
Fallout 76 still in there.
Still hanging in.
Yeah.
Red Dead overtook Spider-Man again.
Fuck that game.
But then again, God of War has been out since March. April.
That's it for the news, Ryan, because most of the news is here in the section where we have a chat to the players about the 2018 Video Game Awards and also the Kind of Funny show game showcase. Is that what they called it?
Yeah, the kind of funny game showcase.
Okay. So, quite a few announcements, obviously. So we'll get to them in a sec. But let's just go through the winners of some of the major categories first.
Before we jump in, let's just do a quick thoughts of what we thought of the conference overall.
That was alright.
It was fun.
Too much fluff. I get what is trying to be done with it to make it this big event and, all these different things happening, but I don't know, for me, it's just get to the point. I just want to show me the announcements, show me the winners. All these ads for did you know that vaping...
Yeah, there's a lot of vape hate coming out of the Game Awards.
If you vape, you have a 4 times more chance to smoke a cigarette. That's bad. Don't do that. So what? How? What? Because a lot of Twitch streamers vape, I guess.
I assume.
I don't know. It just seemed really out of place. And yeah, just a lot of fluff. The pre-show is just like, why... The pre-show is just there for the sake of, I think, saying we have a pre-show. I don't see why that couldn't be rolled
I never
into.
understand pre-shows.
I get it for, wrestling. You have the pre-show, you show all the lead-ups to the matches on the card, and, you have the analysts discuss things, and then when the actual card starts, it's like, all right, now we're on to the main show.
Yeah.
Because the pre-show is normally free. So, people might watch it and go, oh, actually, no, I do want to watch the pay-per-view. This sounds cool, and I'll buy it. But in this circumstance, it's like, why not just have it rolled into the main show? I don't...
And it's not as the pre-show is normally a good way to piss off a bunch of the shitty awards that I say shitty awards, but awards
lower tier.
No one really the lower tier awards the people aren't as high up on. So
but then if that's the case, why even have them as an
exactly?
Award
That's my point.
With?
And then in the pre-show, I think they had 2 awards, and then they just get Jeff Keighley is fantastic, and
he's obviously very passionate.
He's very passionate, and I think he truly loves what he does. But
from this, he has a lot of fucking connections.
Yeah, I do genuinely think you need to get somebody else in to host. Nothing against him. It was just more of a that he can see that he's ticking over what's next. Because anytime someone would come up, he's like, "Hey, we're here to talk about your new game,"
and then kind of awkwardly stare.
And then he goes, "Now fuck off." Yeah. And the guy's trying to.
But he doesn't even say that. Though.
No,
he just turns to the camera and goes, "And next," and the other person's just like
this. The other guy's still halfway through a sentence, and you've given them 30 seconds to say something, and I understand, but for him, it's all about pushing forward. Where if there was a host there who would still have someone in his ear going, "Hurry up,"
wrap it up.
It would be a little bit different.
On that,
I think he's too in the weeds to host it.
I found it strange when the Game of the Year winners were giving their speech that they were being told to wrap it up. You're on Twitch. What? Why is there I get having, you want to keep segments and all that so long, but the Game of the Year is your crowning achievement. But you're telling them to wrap it up, but you're on Twitch. You can go as long as you fucking want. I don't.
Hall hire things.
Whatever. I mean, that's your crowning achievement is telling him to hurry up and get off the stage. Yeah. You know what I mean? That was a little bit meh. I was playing Pokemon while I was watching it. I was just kind of in and out.
I had a mad headache, so I was slowly going.
I did go to take a piss and came back to some furry on the stage talking about Sony. But everyone seemed really into it, so I didn't really know what he said. It was apparently something really cool.
It was weird.
Sonic Fox or something.
Yeah, it was only weird because it was so unexpected for me. Yeah. I'm a big fan of you do whatever the fuck you want. As long as it doesn't hurt anybody else, you do what you want. But when he comes out and he's like, I'm gay, I'm black, I'm a furry, everything Republican hates, I'm like, there's your line. You stepped over it. If you went back one step, didn't bust out that political stuff, I would have 100% been like, fuck yeah, this guy.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean...
But yeah,
it was
apparently he's huge. Apparently he's huge. I have no idea who he is. Apparently he's huge. That's whenever... Another side note, we'll get to it in a minute. I don't think you've put it on there. No, you haven't, because... Yeah. So for content creator, it went to, unsurprisingly, Ninja.
Yeah.
And then everyone else, I have no idea who they are, and they're all Fortnite streamers. That personally kind of disgusts me a little bit. Not the fact that it's Fortnite. The more of the idea is this content creator. There are exceptional content creators on the likes of YouTube. Kind of
there should be a category, streamer and content creator.
Exactly, and I totally that's what I think, because some people I'm thinking of some people that I've watched, like Yong Yi.
I like him.
No, I'm just listing names here. Then there's the guy from Skill Up who is an Aussie who's fantastic. Yeah. Angry Joe, these people, Big Jim, these people, but Jim Sterling, all these people that make exceptional video game content.
Yeah,
and they get dick. Yeah. What happened to the that influencer award that Greg won?
Don't know.
Is that the content creator one now?
Well, no, because that award
Trending gamer,
isn't for content creators, really. The influencer was who's big in the industry.
It was the trending gamer was what it was.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like,
but
I understand
Ninja's also a fucking wanker.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen any of the videos?
No, I don't care for him.
Really? No. There's videos of, Ninja saying like, "Don't be a bully," and then it cuts to clips of him screaming at like 8-year-olds through Fortnite and PUBG. So it's like, oh, I don't like you at all.
No. See, and like, I understand that streaming is incredibly important, and Fortnite is incredibly important because like every fucking jerk made some quip about Fortnite.
200 million players. That's insane.
That's nothing to laugh at. Just because it's one of those things, like just because I don't understand it.
No,
fine.
I mean I can appreciate. Like, it really is that Minecraft cultural phenomenon of now. And that's cool. Like, it's cool to see. But there also is a point where it's like, I just don't really want to hear about it anymore.
Yeah, but that's because we are so deep in it, though. Like,
Yeah.
that's kind of, like, not in Fortnite, but in the game. So, I do think they missed a shot there to recognize some incredible content creators that genuinely... Like, I'm not saying us, because we are fucking not there. We are not there in any sense of the word.
There goes my confidence.
I mean, like, when you compare to the big dudes, like... Shit. Oh yeah, and as I can find out, so in Australia we have the Dash Game Awards, which so we almost got into the noms. We were one vote off getting in because I Dash, who runs them, is a buddy of mine, and he's like, hey, like after he announced the winner, which was the House of Mario, so congratulations to Drewby and the boys. And he was like, guys were one nom off, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Well, where are those numbers?
Where come watch the show, you jerks. But no, we could have almost been nominated for the best podcast in the Dash Community Awards.
Oh.
Wouldn't that have been amazing? Whew. Oh man, I would have had like this big rock hard like ego for a while. But anyways,
you already do.
more content. I do more content creator, like genuine content creators in that would have been fantastic. But
yeah. As for category, we'll go through the categories.
Oh, side note, why did he bring all these random ass celebrities in? Hey, here's Jonah Hill. Here's Christoph Waltz. Here's Different Panic at the Disco. I'm like, who? What?
Why not?
I liked it.
I do feel like the Russo brothers just didn't need to be there.
Yes, granted, I haven't actually finished Game Awards.
Well, because by having them there, I mean, there's a certain point of like, don't believe rumors and don't get your hopes up and all that. But it's also like if you're bringing in the Russo brothers.
So for those who don't know, these are the directors of the Avengers.
Yeah, it's kind of a given that they're coming because they have something to say, and of course they didn't. And the next day, the Avengers trailer dropped. That would have been cool if they were like, "And here it is," or something. That would have been pretty cool. It just seemed weird to have them there. And yeah, I messaged my daughter that Brendan Urie from Panic at the Disco was doing one because she's, teen girl all over Brendan Urie. And she thought that was really cool. Because he came out, I was like, no way, that's weird.
Yes,
and then they kind of awkwardly stand off to the side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Christoph Waltz. I'm like, that's a legit Oscar-winning actor right there.
Yeah. He prefers PC.
Yeah,
I actually found that
that's a good giggle. I did like
and
that.
his snarky comment about aim assist.
Because Christoph Waltz is he's good. He's real good. No. But
he was into it.
Well, apparently your son blew his load when Jacksepticeye came out. Yeah. He looked weird without his green hair.
He hasn't had it for a while.
Yeah, I've only known him as the green hair.
Yeah. No,
anyway.
Green and blue and all that shit. Anyway, best performance went to Roger Clark as Arthur Morgan for Red Dead 2. I can't comment on that.
It's good. Like, once again, I've not finished it, though, so apparently there's a big turn later on that really kind of brings his character in and like really shows off his incredible performance.
He seemed like a cool dude.
I'm not there yet, and his speech was rad. Yeah. Like, he was really good. So for that reason, I think it's valid. I think what I've seen of him so far and how he delivers himself is exceptional. Having finished God of War, though, I would have much preferred Christopher Judge.
A lot of people are saying that there was no range in Christopher Judge's performance, but I disagree.
I think it was
his delivery was always kind of but it was also paired with
the visual performance was. Or even just the tilting of the head and the blinking, like just the, even just the opening moment of like on against that tree, like that subtle, just like, it's the subtleties what delivered an exceptional performance there, and I think that's what should have been.
He looked dapper.
He looked
rad.
So I don't know what the fuck that suit was, but it was on point.
Yeah.
and the hair, because I'm used to seeing him bald from like Stargate. I'm like, where'd this all happen? Mind you, Stargate was like a decade ago.
And the kid who played the Trace was good too. He seemed pretty
too.
comfy on stage.
So they actually came up and presented an award, and it was very interesting.
Read the line, boy.
Read the line, boy. I'm like,
You said the thing. It's like the Simpsons skit where it's like Bart's in the center. You know, say the line, Bart. Boy.
Hey! Exactly. I was like, even in my headache-induced stupor, I was like, oh.
Best indie game went to Celeste.
Unsurprisingly,
Very well deserved.
if an indie game gets nominated for Game of the Year, it makes perfect sense for it to win Best
Yeah, for
Indie.
sure.
If it didn't, that'd be a bag of dicks.
Yeah, it would be weird, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So credit to so although we know it doesn't get the big old award, spoilers, but I know Buddy Watson would be incredibly stoked on winning that. He's a big fan.
Yeah. And it got a lot of cheers too. I like to gauge how the crowds react. We know God of War, yay! Celeste, and it got really good.
And I did really enjoy because it's made by Matt Makes Games. So Matt came up and gave a very awesome little speech about Celeste.
They were very good speeches, and then really awkward speeches, like just really just get off the stage, man. Best score / music went to Red Dead 2. Now initially I was like, fuck off, because for some reason I really dislike this game. I haven't played it. I don't know why. I think I just need to get it.
It's the same reason that I never saw Frozen, because everyone fucking loved Frozen. And like,
now,
you would really enjoy it. I'm like, fuck
initially
it.
I was like, no, that's dumb. But when the orchestra performed a song out of it, I was like, this is really fucking good.
Yeah.
This is incredible music right here. So then afterwards I kind of come. I was like, if that's what the game is like, if there are tracks like that all throughout the game, then I was like, okay, I get it now.
So the big difference compared to like Spider-Man, right? So Spider-Man had that big swell of music as you swing through the Manhattan. The difference with Red Dead Redemption is its music's there. But it's not always there. It's always under the surface. So sometimes you'll just be riding through this big open plain with nothing, just the sound of your horse, and you hear this really kind of faint music underneath that really sets the tone once you
Immersion.
when you scan like the horizon, it's like boo, and there it is, and kind of lingers, and it's beautiful.
So now, having said all that,
as I visually explained,
I don't remember who the nominees were, but God of War was in there. I'm like, that had a good soundtrack, but when I think back to it, I can't actually think of any tunes from the game.
I remember the title track song.
I don't think I ever turned it off, so I don't think I ever saw the title screen after the initial.
And so, because I went,
you know what I mean? Like, thinking back to it, I can't.
Yeah.
But when I think back to like Persona 5, like every song, all these tracks are in my head because they're so good.
Yeah, like the opening was that real kind of like that, a real like guttural like throat singing almost. It was really good.
Best ongoing game, Fortnite.
No surprise.
It's deserved. They're doing a lot.
Yeah.
And the guy, I forget his name, the guy that came up to accept the award, he had a really good speech as well. Who, I think the Russo brothers announced him as the winner.
Oh, sweet.
Because he comes up and he's like, the Russo brothers. He's like, he's starstruck. He's like, the Russo brothers.
That's one thing when someone walked up and it's like, hey, here's Christoph Waltz. I'm like, why is no one going, that's Christoph Waltz?
Yeah. Well, he did it for the Russo, and he actually had a very, very good speech.
Yeah,
and I was like, yeah, Fortnite. But I was listening, I'm like, this guy really fucking cares about what they're doing over there. So that was cool. Best narrative was Red Dead 2.
You have a stance on this.
My stance is, not everyone's going to agree with this, but I don't think an open world game can have a best narrative. Because the way you experience it, the way everyone experiences that narrative, I think, is very different. Because the problem with open world games and narrative, while they can have a good one, like that's not what I'm saying, but to me anyway, they get very disjointed because you're like, you're meant to have this sense of urgency to do things, but then it's like, I'm going to go fish and fuck around for 17 hours before I go do the next story mission, and it's like, well, it's not really. Do you see what I'm getting? I don't really know how to put it into words.
Completely agree with you. Most games, that makes perfect sense. In Red Dead, because of the West,
I haven't played Red Dead, so
because of the Western world that it's in, everything's slow and lumbering anyway. So there's even missions that's like, hey, we need to get this for this mission, and we need to go get it now. If you choose not to do that mission, which I did, I was like, fuck it, I want to do that. Then when that time, like that mission just solves itself.
Okay.
As in, so there was a mission where I had to go get some barrels of oil to use to blow up a train, and and I was with John Marston. He's like, hey, I'm gonna go get them. You come with. I'm gonna need your help. I forget to do it. I go do something else.
He goes, does it himself.
Yeah, and then I do the next mission. He's like, hey, man, I've got them, but where the fuck were you?
Okay, that's cool. I like that.
So like because there isn't that urgency, because what's happened is at the beginning of the game you've just escaped this massive shootout at Blackwater. So you as your posse, as your team, you need to lie low. So you're not running off doing like you do crazy big things, but initially you're not doing big shit.
You're not robbing trains.
You do rob a train, but it takes a little bit of time.
Yeah.
So it's actually benefiting you to not do urgency stuff. So like a lot of the stories kind of weave together in a really nice fashion. Like I do think the narrative overall of like, because I'm a big hard on for God of War, was kind of better in the way that it structured the idea of there is zero urgency. You just go at it,
and it made sense.
And it works.
Because God of War technically is it's not full open world, but it's not linear at the same time.
Yeah.
But everything you do,
it's open world.
Everything you do anywhere all has some kind of bearing on the main narrative. It all links in. Nothing is pointless side stuff. It's all there to kind of make the world a bit bigger, which I thought was just very well done. And the narrative just felt so personal. That
there was such a heart in that story. It was such a powerful story. Like, granted, Red Dead may have that. I haven't finished it yet. But, like, it's just something, as you said, like, you can feel what Corey and the team wanted to say in this. Like, you can feel the genuineness, the heart, the emotion, the raw emotion.
And the way the main plot was structured leads it to not be urgent. Like, you don't feel like, someone's waiting on you all the time because you want to go rescue a dwarf that's been turned into a dragon somewhere, because the narrative just isn't pushing you forward. It's not like you have to go do this now, the world's going to end, like Breath of the Wild. Like, Ganondorf's fucking up Zelda in the castle, and you spend 200 hours just like
getting Korok seeds
and doing shrines, and it's like, no, there's urgency. This is bad. You got to go fix it. Nah, it's all good, man.
Same problem the Skyrims I've had as well.
I will eventually get to Red Dead 2. I'm going to play.
Like, I know your thing is like, I'll get one that's like $30. That shit ain't going down. With the amount of awards it's received here, plus just the fact that like God of War, Grand Theft Auto still hasn't gone down after all these years.
You can get GTA for $47 sometimes, pre-owned. For my birthday's 1st Feb, so maybe I'll ask for it from the folks for then, because Christmas I'm asked for Smash.
Yeah, it's bad.
Best RPG was Monster Hunter World. Now this is interesting because it won Best RPG, but most of the community of Monster Hunter World doesn't feel like it deserves that. Having said that, I think it's deserved. Like, it brought the franchise over in a very big way to the Western audience. They're still doing free updates, nearly a year later. They're always doing things with it. I think it was well deserved. God of War got Best Action Adventure Game.
Damn right it did.
It deserves that. Best Action Game was Dead Cells.
See, this is so surprising. Well done to the team at Twin Motion?
Motion Twin.
Because like they were on the lines like Call of Duty and a bunch of other biggies.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I think Destiny 2 Forsaken was in that
I think
category as well. So that's cool. I like seeing indie games kind of every now and then just push the big guys down a little bit.
But Dead Cells is an exceptional game.
It is. It deserved it. And Game of the Year, it's God of War.
Yeah,
now,
it is. Get that axe down, boy.
About halfway through, after Red Dead won 3 awards.
Minimum. I think it was like...
They won more, but 3 that I've listed here anyway. I think I said in the chat, I may as well just turn it off now. We all know
it pretty much came the Red Dead Redemption Game of the Redemption Awards. Yeah, there it is.
So I was kind of ready to turn it off by that point. I'm like, we all know who's going to get it. Now, what's interesting is that God of War, because this is all by popular vote, right?
It's a mix between, it's about 90% the judges,
Okay.
and then 10% from the popular vote.
Because, God of War being exclusive on the one platform, whereas Red Dead is multi-plat, Red Dead has reached more people than God of War ever can, probably.
I think it did its opening weekend.
So it was a really nice surprise.
Yeah.
And I'm always down for seeing Corey.
And Corey won Best Director, didn't he?
Maybe. Have a look. No, he did. Yes.
Yeah.
I think yeah.
Let's check that. Because, like, it's one of those things. In the terms of the Oscars, it's very weird for whoever wins Best Director to not win the movie of the fucking, was it Best Movie of the Year thing?
I'm bringing it up.
And we're just pulling things up now.
But I'm always down for seeing Corey chat on stage. He seems like such a genuine dude.
We last week, funny enough, I just tweeted out on the PopC Twitter, just saying that we are proud to announce that God of War is our personal game of the year, and we've chucked in a couple of quotes in there that we thought what we thought. One of them being, that you said it was something truly special.
Was
then
director even a category?
Best game direction, I think it is. Yeah. Yeah, there it is. Best game direction.
Yeah.
So then, I mentioned that, as I said last week, that this game shows a maturity and a growth in Sony Santa Monica and in me personally. And both Sony Santa Monica and Corey both, responded to it with very kind words and also shared it amongst
You were
themselves.
sucking that dick.
But no, it was more of a...
You were genuinely sucking that
genuine...
dick.
Like, that was not the goal. We had no intentions.
That was not an obligatory suck.
No, that was like...
I really want to suck this.
It was just me going, we very rarely... Like, last year we had very different games of the years. Mine was Wolfenstein, and I think yours was Persona.
Yeah.
So it was very cool to have us come together and agree, and then promote that. That's the big thing for me. And then having them, yeah, no, thank you. And then they shared, and then it fucking blew up on Twitter, which was, I was like, oh. It was one of those validating moments we fucking said some shit, and people would resonate with that shit, and it's good.
And of course, there were quite a fair few new world premiere. Fuck, I got sick of hearing that. I get that you want to push it, but I got sick of it. Anyway, there were a lot of announcements too. So Supergiant Games, makers of Bastion, Transistor, and Pyre, new title is called Hades. Looks very cool. You can play it now in early access just on Steam. Ubisoft, Far Cry New Dawn, coming out the 15th of Feb.
Yeah, so I actually knew a little bit about this before it dropped. I had a friend of mine spill some beans. It was about 4 hours before. It wasn't very crazy. But he was like, oh man, it's going to be really rad. And blah. I'm like, that hasn't been announced yet. He's like, don't tell me what.
I couldn't get into Far Cry 5. It felt too big.
Yeah.
To me, it felt too big.
It was a little bit. Like, it was a little bit too chaotic, and it was the same issue that I had with Far Cry 2, is that every time you do something, there's always some fuckhole there trying to shoot you. Like, you can't walk down the road, you can't walk in the paddock. And where this game goes, mad spoilers for the game. So at the end of Fallout 5, nukes drop and blow out the whole county and a bunch of the country. And this is essentially that. Like, after
what's the area that they're...
Hope County.
Fallout Hope County.
Yeah, it also has a Fallout... it's almost like Fallout Hope County Rage 2.
But releasing it in Feb is weird, because Feb is fucking stacked already.
Yeah, and it's just before, so...
It is cheap. It's $40 US. It's not a full price title.
I think they're doing what they did with Primal, because you know how Primal was built on what Far Cry 4 was, so it's an expansion, but not really an expansion, where I think this is in the same vote. Like, it's kind of like... not vote, but you know what I mean. In the same vein of, thank you, of Blood Dragon. Yeah, Blood Dragon was for Far Cry
standalone,
3.
but it used Far Cry 3.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, hey, we've literally just used everything we had available to us Far Cry 5 to build this.
Which is okay for Ubisoft to do, but when Bethesda does it for Fallout, let's just shit all over them. Fuck you guys. Studio Wildcard, the makers of Ark, announced Atlas, a piratey
Yeah,
MMO,
it looks like a gnarlier version of Sea of Thieves.
Which is out in 4 days from apparently they've said they can have 40,000 people.
This was the key thing. So it's 120 times bigger than the map of Ark, with 40,000 people playing on the one map.
Yeah.
Which means everything's running on a server, which means that shit will crash. It
looked cool though. You were meh on it. I was
I was meh on it because Studio Wildcard, although I enjoyed Ark, what I played, man, that game is still so poorly optimized. The ambition is there, but I'm like, that's gonna fucking fall.
Is Studio Wildcard big enough to do Ark and this at the same time now? Or is Ark just gonna get flicked to the side? I think I'm not gonna play it, but it looks pretty cool.
They just released a massive update for Ark, so I think it's not dying anytime soon. And I mean, our friend Jess
Mm.
the Rockamummy.
Mm.
You know, she's
She loves the
mad arc. So she plays that like weekly on a Tuesday. Rockamummy. Twitch.tv says Rockamummy.
I'm going to save this one for later because that's a big one I want to talk about. Mortal Kombat 11, 23rd of April. The trailer was cool except the music.
Apparently the music was butt.
The
I haven't
music
seen
ruined
so
the trailer for me.
we've now gone past when I stopped watching.
Oh, okay.
It's like 11:30. I went to bed.
Yeah, right.
I've seen most of the trailers. I haven't seen the Mortal Kombat one.
It was a good trailer. Visually, it was a good trailer. Very Mortal Kombat-y. Very, very gory.
Bloody.
Which is strange that they just kind of showed it because I imagine there are a lot of kids watching it as well. Maybe I don't know.
At the start, there's very clear disclaimer. There's like
I
adult
must have
stuff,
missed that. But yeah, it was the creator of Mortal Kombat who announced it.
Ed Boon.
Yeah, he came up to do to give out an award, and then instead of showing the nominees for the award after he said who the nominees are, they dropped the trailer for Mortal Kombat 11. And he's like, "Oh, whoa, why did that play?" Actually, show the actual proper video now. So it was a cool reveal. It was very cool. Bethesda gave a release date for Rage 2, the 14th of May. Now, initially, I didn't care about this game, but the more I see, the more I'm like, this looks really cool.
Having played it at PAX, I'm like, yup.
Joel said the same thing.
Give me the it's this bright, colourful world which we don't see all that often, but it's because it's built with Avalanche and id. It has that beautiful id shooting. Like it's that really tight, heavy gunfire that we're used from.
Borderlands-y at all?
Not really.
No, because that's the kind of comparison.
It feels
I
like
was
colourful
giving it.
Doom.
Okay, that's fucking rad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't care much initially, but the more I see, the more I'm like, yep, this looks actually really, really good. And it's releasing at a quieter time too. I like to.
Yeah, it's a little bit after the hype. Now I don't know how it will go after Far Cry having the same similar visual aesthetic.
It's a 3-month difference.
I think there's enough time in there to sort of separate the two. But it's very interesting that they've taken. Well, it's very interesting is kind of not the word. It's very jarring that Ubisoft have taken they've almost pulled it from Rage and pulled it ahead.
Yeah,
very very cool stuff.
Dicks. BioWare gave out a teaser for Dragon Age with the hashtag the Dreadwolf Rises.
You're a big Dragon Age dude. That get you
I'm
wet?
not a big Dragon Age dude. I enjoyed Inquisition. I never finished it though.
Oh.
It was too big, but I liked it. Apparently the voiceover in the trailer was a character from Inquisition who later became the Dreadwolf, I think. So for people that like right into Dragon Age, this will be like, whoa! But it does seem weird to kind of announce it when they should be all guns blazing on Anthem at the moment. So
I think people are expecting something from BioWare. Obviously, they know that Anthem's coming, but people want Dragon Age. It was announced recently that there was something in the Dragon Age mythos coming.
They said about 2 weeks ago we've got something to say.
Oh, was that recent as well? Yeah.
I think it was that recent. And we're getting Persona 5 in Smash. I cried tears of joy, man. It was fucking crazy. It was so unexpected. Like the lights go out. You haven't seen it, have you?
I've seen the trailer.
Like the lights go out and Jeff Keighley's like, "Oh, what? Hey!" And it's like, yeah, okay, I get what you're going for here, boy. And then Persona 5, it's like, "Hey, I've infiltrated the theater." It's like, "What are you doing there?" It's like, are you going to steal the treasure? We're not stealing anything. In fact, we've been invited. And like the best track from the house is like, this is fucking perfect. It was so out of left field. I went down the YouTube hole of watching people's reactions who were like really excited too. It's because it was just so unexpected. Because Persona isn't on Nintendo.
No, it's exclusively a PlayStation. Outside of Persona Q.
Yeah, the spin-off games are there.
Yeah.
But because Nintendo gets Shin Megami Tensei and Persona is like... So, whether that opens the door for Persona 5 to come to Switch, that'd be pretty cool.
Persona 5 Ruby? I've heard people call it for a very long time.
Smash has always kind of had very cool out-of-left-field announcements, like when Snake was announced, when Cloud was announced from Final Fantasy, and this just adds it to that backlog of crazy Smash reaction, like unexpected things. And because apparently, who's the guy that developed Smash?
No.
I forget his name.
Me too. It's gone.
He wasn't allowed. Nintendo chose who he can have, and he had to pick 4 out of them. So it wasn't just him being like, "I really like Persona. I want to get him." It's Nintendo were like, we can get you Persona 5 if you want Persona 5, and he's like, yep, because it's just really unexpected, and it's a very, very cool moment.
Like what I'm interested in, the same thing as you. Like, will this then bring it to Switch, or are we getting to a point now where Nintendo are willing to reach external Nintendo platform?
Because Reggie was having a chat after, he's like, I told you we'd get everyone. I told no one is safe. So, and this really is like, if you can get this, who else can you get?
Like, everyone wants Sora from Kingdom Hearts, is a big one.
I don't give a fuck about that. But yeah, it shows the reach that they kind of have with this now, where they can almost seemingly get anyone they fucking want. Like, are we going to get Kratos in Smash?
Chief, Master
Chief. Like,
we can finally see Master Chief Mario and Kratos punch on.
It was a very, very cool announcement. But the big one that everyone's very, very excited for, I'm very excited for, I think we need to pull the hype back a little bit though, is Obsidian's new title, The Outer World. Game looks rad. The game looks really rad. Now, this is obviously... this game was in development before the Microsoft acquisition, so it is still multi-platform. It's being published by 2K or Take-Two?
A subsidiary of Take-Two.
Yeah.
No, 2K. My bad.
It is 2K, yeah.
Which is part of Take-Two. 2K.
It is still multi-platform, but I'd imagine this will be their last multi-platform title before whatever they do next is going to be Microsoft exclusive.
So my understanding from the trailer is, the story of it is you are on the outer edges of the universe, and it used to be all nothing, but now it's full of corporations and branding and big pump and cities and stuff.
Initially, I said it looks very like Fallout, Borderlands, and Bioshock, and the internet's pretty much reaffirmed that. Everyone has gone, this looks like a mix of this and that, like Bioshock, Borderlands, and it really does. It even has VATS.
Well, because people have been wanting Bioshock for forever, and in terms of what's expected to come out of 2K, people want Bioshock, people want Borderlands 3 to finally be announced, and with knowing that a 2K game was on its way, or a 2K owned game was coming in some way, that people were thinking it was going to be one of the two, and I think this is actually a better announcement than either.
This is a very good surprise. Obsidian, as far as I'm concerned, always deliver. They did KOTOR. Whoops, was it KOTOR they did? Star Wars game. I believe so. They obviously did Fallout New Vegas. They did South Park, Stick of Truth. They did Pillars of Eternity, which is also very popular. Like, they are a good, solid studio.
Damn good RPGs.
And 15 minutes of gameplay is now out as well on, I think, GameSpot or Game Informer's YouTube channel. Yeah. And yeah, like, they have their version of VATS back in it. It's more like a bullet time, but it is like slow down time as you do things. It looks cool. The dialogue, in the dialogue trees, which are pretty much ripped straight out of Fallout New Vegas in terms of layout, there's always a dumb option, like where you just want to just be a stupid dickhead. They're like, we wanted to keep the humor there, so like, you're talking to some guy, it's like, do you want to dance? It's like, yeah. It seems to have a very good sense of humor.
Yeah.
The world looks really cool. They're a great developer, and this is the thing that everyone's talking about coming out of it.
And obviously, it has to have something exceptional about it, because I imagine this is what got Microsoft to pick them up.
Yeah.
So something in this is they're like, this is so good that we need to have you on us. And
it is also made by the team. Some of the team that made New Vegas, but also the people that originally made Fallout 1 and 2. Now, a lot of people are like, oh, look at that in the trailer. Oh, suck on that, Bethesda. And I'm like, why wouldn't they advertise it? That's exactly what they did.
Yeah, it's like every time you watch a movie, it's like from the producers of whatever that movie was. They're like, oh, I like that movie. Maybe it's the same. But no.
Yeah. But everyone's taking those words as digs at Bethesda. Which all of a sudden everyone wants to see Bethesda go under now. Like, this is really bad for them actually at the moment, which is kind of sad. But anyway.
Okay, so before we jump into that, so what do you think this means moving forward for them with Starfield and Elder Scrolls, like this negative hype they're going on?
I'm pretty confident that they know exactly where they sit. They know where they are in the public eye, and I'm confident that they're smart enough to know what they need to do.
I agree. Like I agree and disagree with you there. I think when Fallout 4 dropped, they had no idea what they were in for. Like I think they worked in very heavy isolation for that one. So when they dropped Fallout 4 and then went, hey, like look at The Witcher, holy fuck. Yeah. And I do think they're smart enough to know what Fallout 76 is. So I think Fallout 76 is a stopgap. It's a stopgap between now and Starfield, because Starfield would have been like 4 years away. So they're like, well, let's give them something in the middle that can bring some minor revenue in and can kind of fill the void. Because in that time, like, although Todd Howard has stated that they, we're using the same engine, doesn't mean it can mean they overhaul that engine.
Call
of
Duty
need that time.
Is using the same engine from 1999.
Yeah, and look what they can do.
So when people say, Bethesda's engine is too old, fuck on that, because Activision is still using a 20-year-old engine for their current games. Now, their engine might be buggy and maybe a bit shit, but you can turn that around.
Yeah, when the big misconception is people think that they've been using the exact same engine. Like, no. Every time they've pumped it and they've increased it and
it gets iterated on.
It's iterated on. So it would technically be like Creation Engine version 11 or something, but it's still the same core.
Yeah.
And same as Activision.
They're not stupid over
Yeah.
there.
So
Whatever's happening at the moment with them, they know where they sit,
exactly
what they need to do, where they need to go, and I'm cautiously optimistic.
Yeah, I'm certainly tempered moving into what Starfield is.
I was never hyped for Starfield. I don't give a fuck.
I know what it is.
I don't really give a shit.
It's too much vagueness. No one really knows what it is.
Is it Fallout in space? Maybe. I don't know, but I don't really care. I'm not even really that hyped for the next Elder Scrolls.
I'm personally concerned that this negative hype will just blow out into whatever they do next. So the internet remembers. They always forget. They forget all the time, but they always remember. It makes no sense. Double negative.
They forget, but they never forgive.
Yes, exactly. They forget, but they never forgive. So, like, in time, like, it'll be 6 years from now, they'll be like, hey, here's Starfield. And they're like, that looks amazing. But Fallout 76 was garbage.
Remember that game you put out a decade ago that wasn't that good?
Yeah, and that's my concern. Like, they're gonna be stuck with this shit forever. Hey, there's one announcement that I noticed you forgot to put on there.
What's that?
The Crash Team Racing remake.
Oh, yeah. Oh, because I didn't care, really.
I don't really care either. I'm gonna play it though.
People are excited for it, but it's not made by Toys for Bob or anything.
It's Beanox.
Who's that?
So Activision own a bunch of different studios. So they had Vicarious Visions work on the original, the Crash and Insane trilogy. Then they had Toys for Bob work on Spyro. And they got Beanox. So Beanox used to do the old Spider-Man games, I think.
Okay.
So they are they're still working within the house of Activision, which is interesting. But sorry, I keep saying interesting. But what it's intriguing. However, what that makes me wonder is, what are Vicarious Visions doing?
I just don't really care about all these remasters, to be honest.
Yeah,
Crash was disappointing for me. I don't give a fuck about Spyro. I'm not really fussed on Crash Team Racing.
I like the idea of Crash Team Racing more than I think the actual game itself. It's kind of nice for them to sort of do some of these remakey things in terms of the fan service, but also
who's doing Medieval?
They did say, but it's not an Activision. Like it's someone licensed, because that is still a Sony owned property, unlike Crash, which is Activision.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. It was a cool trailer. It was unexpected.
Yeah.
Also expected, because like 2 days before, everyone's like,
that guy in the crash shoot looked so sad with his life.
He was very happy. Yeah.
He looks so, why am I here? How did I get to this point in life? But then there was also the Kind of Funny game showcase. I haven't watched it. Did you watch it?
Yeah, I've watched about 75% of it at this point. I was going to watch all of it, and then you're like, hey, I'll be over in 20 minutes. I'm like, okay.
I did say morning yesterday.
Yeah, you did give me time. I got lost in time. So I was watching it. There are some cool things coming out of there. One in particular that interests me is the one from SMG Studios, the guys behind Death Squared. They've got their new project called Moving Out. I think it's Moving Out. Yeah. You are a moving organization called Fart, which made me giggle, and you just have to, like, it's moving assorted shit from A to B. Okay. So there's like, you're trying to move a couch over across a highway, and then someone's got a dead giraffe you need to get rid of. So you're like dragging this big old dead giraffe. No, these guys look like for me personally, I want to play the shit out of that one.
Well, because Epic Games now have their own digital store. So there's a lot of games going exclusively to there. The new Super Meat Boy is going to be there.
Yeah. Which got a release window announced at Kind of Funny Games.
Well, there was a lot. They had how many?
69 games.
Yeah, that's insane. But the biggest announcement out of there is that the next episode of The Walking Dead, the Telltale series, will be out in mid-January. That's very quick.
Yeah, I do think the other episodes were pretty much 80% there.
Yeah, probably. But that's really cool too, especially to have that announced there as well. I thought it was cool for them. I don't.
Although a big hunk of what they showed at the Kind of Funny Game Showcase was small independent games, very little guys, and although for me personally, I primarily play AA, AAA games, mostly because most indie games don't really interest me. It's really nice to have this in terms within the development community.
Yeah, it was cool, and I hope they can do it every year and kind of grow it.
Yeah, I do certainly think it went over incredibly well. I think it'll continue to do well. So obviously with PSX stepping away, I think PSX will come back, but I do think this will continue. Yeah. Because it's
E3 for indie games.
With it being done by a third party, as a third party independent YouTube company, it has a different place than like a PlayStation.
Yeah,
like it feels like independent supporting independence, and I think the optics on that alone are an instant win.
One thing, actually, going back to the Game Awards, first off, it was cool to see Reggie, Sean, and Phil all chatting together on stage at the start.
Yeah, but cool. They just stood there.
Yeah,
but they're not like jump in. They're just there.
Phil Spencer got an interview. Reggie got an interview. Sean got no interview. He never had a one-on-one chat with what's his name again?
Jeff Keighley.
PlayStation was the only one to not have, because it wasn't even, they weren't promoting anything. Phil was just talking about, we got a lot to do with Xbox. We got some cool new studios. We're excited. Reggie's like, Smash is out in like 2 hours. Joker looks cool, but yeah. I found that interesting.
But even
Sony is so, at the moment, they're like, we're not saying fuck nothing. Nothing. They're not even just a general chat.
But even in the picture, you look at the picture and Reggie's like, Phil's like, and Sean Lane's like, Yeah, like even in that picture alone, you're like, that says a lot about where you guys stand right now.
Reggie seems like a cool dude.
He seems cool, dude. I do love that. I keep seeing that every time. I keep seeing that little gif of him doing like the where is that from? Where is he tapping his watch? I need to find the clip of that because it makes me giggle every time I look at it.
I'm sure someone can find that for you.
Hey, help me out, bros.
I don't have too much more to say about all that.
But yeah, let us know what you think of the Video Game Awards as well as the Kind of Funny Game Showcase. So tell us, do you think God of War was justified in the win? Do you think it should have gone to somebody else? Do you think it's kind of bullshit that Red Dead Redemption cleaned up everything else? Or is it really nice that Red Dead did clean up, so it got the Rockstar recognition that it deserved, but then they nicely gave it to who really deserved it for the game of the year? Let us know in those comments below. But some of these games, although the Kind of Funny Game Showcase, some of them did drop straight after the presentation. Fantastic. There was like 4 of them that genuinely changed their release date from like 2 months in the future. Like, we'll do it off the back of this. Brought it forward, chucked in there. Fantastic. But they're not the only games that are coming out this week in a section we call Coming to the Players. We just read the drop to you.
We got the big drop back.
Big drop.
It's big. Atari Flashback Classics PS Vita Digital. Atari Flashback Classics Volume 3 PS4 Digital. Volume 2 is just not there for some reason.
No, maybe that's the collection. Is there a collection at the top?
It just says Classics for the Vita, and then it's Classics Volume 3 for PS4.
You just fuck with Volume 2.
BB and Tina, the movie game. PS4 Digital. BB Bloxburg, The Great Witch Broom Race 3. PS4 Digital. I've never heard BB in my life, and now there's 2 different games from different companies with BB in the title. Borderlands 2 VR.
Woo!
PS VR Digital. The iconic shooter, Looter, gets in your face. Virtually immerse yourself in the untamed world of Borderlands. Step in the boots. Treasure-seeking Vault Hunter. We all know what the game is.
I will be reaching out to Mikey for that one. Just because that'll be good fun.
Desert Child, PS4 Digital. Double Switch, 25th Anniversary Edition, PS4 Digital. Dragonfly Chronicles, PS Vita Digital. Earth Defense Force 5, PS4 Digital. Escape Game Aloha, PS4 digital. Gungrave VR UN, PSVR digital and retail. Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, PS4 digital. Kingdom 2 Crowns, PS4 digital. Kingmaker Rise of the Throne, PS4 digital. Night Trap 25th Anniversary Edition for the Vita. I might get it.
It's on PS4. It's your PS4.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's on Switch too.
Definitely.
It's such a...
I don't know where I heard...
Such an iconic moment in gaming history.
Yeah, I don't know where I heard this. Was one of the podcasts I listened to. They talked about how with Night Trap, how at the time of its big controversy, I think the head of Nintendo at the time was like, "You'll never see it on a Nintendo platform." 25 years later, here it is.
I mean, you can't really be held.
Oh, I can't. Times change, but the game is nowhere near as
scary
fucked as it was 25 years ago.
Yeah.
But actually, I kind of want to check it out too.
Red Matter PSVR digital. Richie's Plank Experience PS4 digital. Smash It Plunder PSVR digital. Prey Typhon Hunter PSVR.
Oh, yeah.
Digital.
Also, that looks really interesting. The Typhoon Hunter.
The Video Kid PS4 digital. Warbot PSVR digital. A lot of VR games.
Hey, so what if we pick up Night Trap on the PopC account, and then we get the some of the Patreon money to pay for it, therefore it's covered.
If you want,
you can both play it.
You can do whatever the fuck you want.
I just want to play it. But yeah, I think the only one that really stands out there for me is Borderlands 2. We are pretty quiet for the rest of the year at this point.
I'm not. There's heaps I want to get through.
No, I mean of new releases.
Oh, well, yeah. We're halfway through December now.
Yeah, so for the rest of the year, I'm going to probably chip off Red Dead. Maybe finally get that Spooderplat.
I'm not going back to that game.
Yeah, I don't know.
That PlayStation conversation happened on a Monday morning at 9 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time
My
on
chair
YouTube.
has really dropped.
And 8 a.m. on iTunes, Spotify, and other podcast services. If you'd like to be a part of future conversations, please join us on Facebook, Discord, comment below. Feeling generous, join us on Patreon at patreon.com/popculturists. Head over there. Check out the tiers. Might be something there that interests you.
If you want to show the love of the popculturists on your body, head to popculturists.com/shop, where you can buy shirts like this and like this, and phone cases like this, and assorted shit with our logos on it. If you want to, wait, what's the next thing I was talking about?
Twitch.
Oh yeah, we are also on Twitch at twitch.tv/thepopculturists, where you can watch us to play the games, and you can subscribe and the biddies and the viewing and the chatting with the other community members. It's a good, fun time on Twitch. I'm not even on my stream this week though. I got no idea.
Night Trap, obviously.
Oh, given. But until next week, I'm Ryan Betson.
I'm Josh Saunders.
And that was For the Players.
Itchy nips.